I collapsed at mile 26. I remember hitting the pavement, the pain in my legs, the paramedics loading me into an ambulance. But according to my GPS watch, I finished the race. According to the official race photos, I crossed the finish line. According to everyone else, I never collapsed at all. My name is Alex Moreno, and I'm a professional marathon runner. I've been competing at the elite level for 7 years. Boston, New York, Berlin, Tokyo. I've run them all. My personal best is 2 hours, 8 minutes and 34 seconds, fast enough to qualify for international competitions, but not quite fast enough to win them. That's the thing about professional running. You can be in the top 1% in the world and still feel like you're failing, because there's always someone faster, always someone hungrier, always that next level you can't quite reach. I'd been training for the Chicago Marathon for 6 months. This was supposed to be my breakthrough race. The one where I finally broke 2:08. The one where I proved I belonged among the best. I'd done everything right. The altitude training in Colorado, the nutrition plan, the recovery protocols, the mental preparation. I was in the best shape of my life. Race day, October 8th. Perfect conditions. Cool, slight breeze. Fast course. I remember every detail of that morning. The smell of coffee and energy gels. The nervous energy at the starting line. The sound of 45,000 runners shuffling in the corrals. The elite group at the front, maybe 40 of us, all chasing the same dream. The gun went off at 7:30 a.m., and for 26 miles, everything was perfect. The first half felt effortless. I settled into my pace, group 5 runners, moving together like a machine. For 52 per mile. Exactly on target for 2 hours, 7 minutes and 30 seconds. A new personal record. The crowds were incredible, roaring, signs everywhere. Music, energy. Chicago knows how to do a marathon at mile 13. I took my 3rd gel, stayed hydrated, felt strong. My legs were fresh. My breathing was controlled. This was it. This was my race. Mile 18. The pace group started to fracture. 2 runners dropped back. 3 of us pushed forward. I could feel the rhythm, the flow. That rare state where running feels like flying. Mile 20, 2 hours in. The mathematical checkpoint. If you're going to break 2:08, you need to hit mile 20 at 2 hours or faster. I checked my watch. 1 hour, 59 minutes and 47 seconds. Perfect. I was alone now. The other runners had either pulled ahead or fallen behind. Just me in the road and the sound of my breathing and my footsteps. Mile 23. The wall. That's what they call it. The point where your body runs out of glycogen and starts burning everything else. Where your legs turn to lead and your mind starts bargaining with you to stop. I'd been through the wall dozens of times. I knew how to push through it. Mind over matter. Pain is temporary. Pride is forever. All the mantras that elite athletes tell themselves. Mile 24. I was hurting now. Really hurting. But I was still on pace. 2 hours, 21 minutes and 18 seconds elapsed. If I could hold for 52 for 2 more miles, I'd finish at 2 hours, 7 minutes and 26 seconds, at personal best by over a minute. Mile 25, the crowd was deafening. I could see the 26-mile marker ahead. Less than 2 miles to go. I could do this. I'd trained for this. This was everything I'd worked for. And then, at mile 26, something happened. I remember the moment exactly. The 26-mile marker coming into view. The turn onto Roosevelt Road. The final stretch before the finish line in Grant Park. My legs locked up. Not fatigue, not cramping. They just stopped working, like someone had cut the power. I tried to keep running. Couldn't. Tried to stay upright. Couldn't. I went down hard. Knees first, then hands, then my whole body hitting the pavement. The world tilted. Sound became muffled. I could hear people shouting, feel hands on me, someone rolling me onto my back. Stay with us. Can you hear me? I tried to respond, couldn't form words. Everything went grey, then black. I woke up in an ambulance. Fluorescent lights, the smell of antiseptic, the sound of medical equipment beeping. A paramedic was checking my vitals. Welcome back. You collapsed at mile 26. We're taking you to Northwestern Memorial. How are you feeling? Did I finish? The words came out hoarse. My throat was raw. No, you went down about a quarter mile from the finish. But you're stable now. Blood pressure's coming back up. What time is it? 9:47. I did the math. 2 hours and 17 minutes since the race started. I'd been so close. So incredibly close. At the hospital, they ran tests. Blood work, EKG, MRI, looking for heart problems, dehydration, electrolyte imbalance. Something to explain the collapse. Everything came back normal. Perfectly normal. Slight dehydration, but nothing that would cause a collapse like that. Sometimes, the doctor said, the body just says no. You pushed too hard. It shut down to protect itself. You're lucky. If you'd hit your head, I wasn't listening. I was staring at my GPS watch. Still on my wrist. Still recording. The screen showed. Activity complete. Distance 42.2 kilometers. Time 2 hours, 7 minutes and 18 seconds. I'd finished. According to my watch, I'd finished the race. This is wrong, I said. The doctor looked at the watch. GPS can glitch, especially in urban environments with tall buildings. It's never glitched before. First time for everything. The important thing is you're okay. We want to keep you for observation, but I need to see the race results. They released me for hours later. Clean bill of health. Instructions to rest. No running for at least 2 weeks. I went straight back to my hotel. Opened my laptop. Pulled up the Chicago Marathon results page. I searched for my name, Alex Moreno. There it was, finish. Time, 2 hours, 7 minutes and 18 seconds. Official placement, 23rd overall. I stared at the screen. This was impossible. I'd collapsed at mile 26. I'd been in an ambulance. I had hospital discharge papers, but according to the race, I'd finished. I called the race director's office, got voicemail, left a message explaining the situation. Then I called my coach, David Chen. Alex, congratulations. 2 hours, 7 minutes and 18 seconds. That's incredible. New PR by over a minute. David, I collapsed. At mile 26, I didn't finish. Silence. Then, what are you talking about? I watched you cross the finish line. I was right there. You were at the finish line. Of course. I wouldn't miss it. You looked strong. Tired, but strong. You crossed, collected your medal, Walked through the finishers area. I tried to find you after, but you'd already left. My chest tightened. David, I was in the hospital. Northwestern Memorial. I have discharge papers. That's not possible. I saw you. I took a photo. Send it to me. Hold on. My phone buzzed. A photo. Me, crossing the finish line. Arms raised. Exhausted, but triumphant. Race number clearly visible. 1847. My number, the time stamp. 9 hours, 37 minutes and 18 seconds AM. The same time, I was in the ambulance. Asterisk, asterisk, I spent the rest of the day trying to make sense of it. Called the hospital. Confirmed I'd been admitted. The records were there. 9:52 AM, admission. Collapsed runner. All the tests. Discharge at 1:47 PM. I called the race timing company. They confirmed my chip had crossed all the timing mats. Start line. Every 5K split. And the finish line at 2 hours, 7 minutes and 18 seconds. No gaps. I asked, no gaps. Clean data all the way through. But I'd collapsed. I knew I'd collapsed. I could still feel where my knees had hit the pavement. I rolled up my running tights. There were the scrapes, fresh scabbed over, proof that I'd fallen, but also proof according to everyone else that I'd finished. I went to the race photo website, searched my bib number, dozens of photos. Me at mile 5, mile 10, mile 15, mile 20, and at mile 26, running, still upright, still moving, and at the finish line, crossing, medal being placed around my neck, walking through the finisher's chute, all time-stamped, all verified. I was in 2 places at once, collapsed on the pavement and crossing the finish line. What would you do if reality told you 2 completely contradictory things and both had proof? I needed to talk to someone who'd been there, someone who could tell me what they actually saw. I remembered passing another elite runner around mile 24, Rachel Kim. We'd trained together in Colorado a few years back. She'd finished just ahead of me according to the results. 22nd place at 2 hours, 7 minutes and 2 seconds. I found her on social media. Sent a message. She responded within an hour. Alex, great race. We should celebrate. Rachel, do you remember seeing me after mile 24? Yeah, you were right behind me. Stayed with me most of the way. Why? Did you see me at mile 26? I pulled ahead at 25.5. Didn't see you after that. But I heard you finished strong. Congrats on the PR. Did you hear about anyone collapsing? At mile 26? No. Why? Did something happen? I didn't respond. Didn't know what to say. I went back through my watch data. The GPS track showed my route clearly. Every turn, every street, a perfect line from start to finish. No gaps, no anomalies. My heart rate data was there too. Steady climb from 145 at the start to 178 at the finish. Normal for a hard marathon effort, but I remembered my heart pounding. The panic, the feeling of everything shutting down. None of that showed in the data. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept replaying the moment. The mile 26 marker. The turn, my legs locking up. The fall, it was real. I knew it was real, but the evidence said otherwise. At 3 a.m., I got up, walked to the bathroom, looked at myself in the mirror. The scrapes on my knees were gone. I stared, touched the skin, smooth, unbroken, like I'd never fallen at all. I'd seen them 6 hours ago, fresh scrapes, blood, now nothing. I pulled up the photo on my phone, the one I'd taken in the hospital bathroom. Showing the scrapes, the photo was gone. Not deleted, just gone, like it had never been taken. I checked my call log. The call to the hospital to confirm my admission. Not there. The call to David, the one where I told him I'd collapsed. Not there. The only calls in my log were congratulatory ones. Friends, family, other runners, all saying the same thing. Great race, amazing time, congratulations. My reality was being rewritten, and I was the only one who remembered the original version. The next morning, I went back to mile 26, the exact spot where I'd collapsed. Roosevelt Road, just before the turn into Grant Park. I stood there, staring at the pavement. A runner passed by, then another. The city was back to normal. The marathon was over. Life continued. I knelt down, touched the spot. Nothing, just asphalt. Cold, unremarkable. Excuse me, I turned. An old man, maybe 70. Grey beard, kind eyes. He was holding a camera. Were you in the marathon yesterday? Yeah, I saw you. Right here. You went down hard. My heart stopped. You saw me collapse. He nodded. I called for help. But when the medical crew got here, you were gone. They said I must have been mistaken, that no one had fallen. But I know what I saw. Do you have a photo? I tried, but my camera malfunctioned. The moment I tried to take the picture, it shut off. Dead battery, but it had been fully charged. He pulled out his camera, showed me. The last photo was time-stamped 9 hours, 36 minutes and 17 seconds AM. A runner going past, not me. The next photo, 9 hours, 38 minutes and 42 seconds AM. Different location. The gap was exactly when I'd collapsed. What's your name? I asked Henry Walsh. Henry, I need you to tell me exactly what you saw. We sat on a bench in Grant Park. Henry described it all. Me running, looking strong. Then suddenly going down, hard, face first onto the pavement. You weren't moving. I thought you were dead. I ran over, tried to help, but then you were gone. Not like you got up and ran. You just weren't there anymore. 1 second you were on the ground. The next, nothing. How long was I gone? Maybe 10 seconds. Then I saw you again. But you were at the finish line, 1/4 mile away, crossing like you'd never fallen. That's impossible, I know, but that's what I saw. And I've been thinking about it all night, trying to make sense of it. He pulled out a small notebook, flipped through pages. I come to this race every year. I watch, I take photos. I've been doing it for 20 years, and every few years, something like this happens. A runner collapses. Then they're not there. Then they finish the race like nothing happened. How many times? 6, that I've personally witnessed, but I've heard stories from other regular spectators. It happens more often than people think, but no one talks about it, because who would believe them? He showed me his notes, dates, names, bib numbers, descriptions of runners collapsing and then vanishing. What do you think is happening? I asked, I don't know. But I think this race, this place, something about it. When you push your body to the absolute limit, when you're right on that edge between giving up and pushing through, sometimes reality splits. You go down in one version, but in another version, a version where you don't give up, you keep going. And that's the version that becomes real. So I did collapse, and I did finish. Both happened. Maybe, or maybe the you that collapsed wasn't the real you. Maybe the real youth, one who trained for 6 months, who refused to quit that version, kept going. And that's the version that matters. I went home to Los Angeles 2 days later, tried to go back to normal, tried to train, but I couldn't stop thinking about it. I pulled up race results from previous Chicago marathons, started looking for patterns, runners who'd had unusual finish times, gaps in their data, reports of medical emergencies that weren't officially documented. I found dozens, maybe hundreds, scattered across years of data. Most were explained away. GPS glitches, timing errors, dehydration-induced confusion, but a few had similar stories to mine. Runners who remembered collapsing but had no proof. Runners whose watches showed they'd finished when they swore they hadn't. Runners who experienced something impossible at the exact moment when their body should have given up. I started reaching out to them. Some didn't respond. Some thought I was crazy, but very few confirmed it. They'd experienced the same thing. The split, the two realities, the feeling of being in two places at once. One runner, Michael Torres, told me he'd collapsed at mile 23 in the 2019 race, woke up in a hospital, but his watch said he'd finished. When he went back to watch his race footage, he saw himself crossing the finish line, but he had no memory of it, none. It's like someone else finished for me, he said. A version of me that didn't give up. Do you still run? I asked. No, I quit. Too scared. What if next time the version that collapses is the one that becomes real? What if I actually die? Asterisk, asterisk, I thought about that a lot over the next few weeks. What Michael said about which version becomes real. Because here's the thing, I have 2 sets of memories now. One where I collapsed, one where I finished. And they're both vivid, both detailed, both feel completely real in one memory. I'm lying on the pavement, unable to move, watching other runners pass me, feeling like a failure, feeling like I'd let everyone down, let myself down. In the other memory, I'm pushing through mile 26, legs screaming, mind begging me to stop. But I don't stop. I keep going. I see the finish line. I cross it. I succeed. 2 versions of me. 2 different outcomes. Both real, both experienced, but only one is documented. Only one exists in the official record. Only one matters to everyone else. The question is, which one is the truth? I registered for the Boston Marathon. Qualifying time, 2 hours, 7 minutes, and 18 seconds. My Chicago finish. The race is in April. 6 months to train. 6 months to prepare. 6 months to decide if I'm willing to risk splitting reality again. Because I know now what happens at the edge. When you push your body beyond what it can handle. When you refuse to accept failure. When you force yourself forward even when every cell is screaming at you to stop, reality breaks. And you exist in 2 states simultaneously. The you that fails, and the you that succeeds. And somewhere, somehow, one version wins. One version becomes the official truth, but the other version doesn't disappear. It's still there, still real, still remembered. I've been training harder than ever, pushing further, running faster, testing my limits, and sometimes, during long runs, I feel it. That split, that moment where I could go down, where I could stop, where my body could give up, but I don't let it. I push through. I keep running. I choose the version of me that doesn't quit, because I learned something from Chicago, from Henry, from Michael, from all the other runners who've experienced this. When you're at your absolute limit, when failure and success are both equally possible, you get to choose which reality becomes real, not consciously, not deliberately, but through sheer force of will, through refusing to accept the version where you fail. I still have the discharge papers from Northwestern Memorial, proof that I collapsed, proof that I was admitted, proof that version of events happened, but I also have the finisher's medal, proof that I crossed the line, proof that I succeeded, proof that version happened. Both are real, both exist, both are true, but only one is the story I tell. Only one is the version that defines me. I am Alex Moreno, professional marathon runner, Chicago Marathon, 2023. Finish time, 2 hours, 7 minutes, and 18 seconds. Personal record. That's the official story. That's the documented truth. That's the version that matters. The other version, the one where I collapsed, where I failed, where I gave up, that version exists too. In my memory, in Henry's notebook, in the gap in his camera's timestamp. But it's not the version. I choose to be real, because here's what I learned. We all exist in multiple realities, multiple versions of ourselves. The one who succeeds, the one who fails, the one who keeps going, the one who gives up, and every day, every moment, every choice, we decide which version becomes real, which version we become. I collapsed at mile 26, but I also finished the race. Both happened. Both are true, but only one is me. And in April, when I line up in Boston, when I push my body to that edge again, when reality threatens to split once more, I know which version I'll choose. The one that doesn't quit, the one that keeps running, the one that crosses the finish line, even if another version of me collapses, even if another version gives up. That won't be the real me. The real me finishes, always.